Hey, what's up, Our Savior family? Graham with you here on a Thursday. And listen, just wanted to thank you guys so much for liking and sharing all of our content on all our social media platforms. We love to engage with you guys in this way, and thank you so much for tracking with us. And listen, I wanted to share with you today, about 10 years ago, I worked for a friend of mine who did flooring installation. And basically my job for him was to assist in preparing a room or an area in a home where he could install the new tile or the new flooring. And what I would do, it's kind of a fun job. You go in with your tools, your sledgehammer and your chisel, and you would break up, you would destroy the existing flooring, gut it from the home, so that there was a level foundation for the new flooring to be installed. And it was like getting paid to break stuff. Like, what a cool job, right? So I'd go and we destroy this existing tile, gut it so that the new, fresh, clean tile could be installed. And I'm reminded of Judges chapter 6, where we look through the Old Testament, where once again, the nation of Israel has rejected God. They have turned their back on God. And God's response, what he does is he gives the nation of Israel into the hands of their enemies, the Midianites and the Amalekites. And what we see in Judges chapter 6, where for 7 years there's extreme oppression that Israel experiences. Trying to create a lifestyle for the families, growing crops and tending to the livestock. All of those things are taken and destroyed consistently by the Midianites and the Amalekites. And there's just no response by Israel. They are consumed by this oppressor. And what God does is he enlists and deploys this most unlikely character that we hear about named Gideon. In fact, when we first hear about Gideon, he's actually hiding from his enemies, and the angel of the Lord comes to him and says, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon was not a mighty warrior. In fact, he was from a very weak clan. He was what he said to be the least of his family, the most unlikely person that God would have chosen to lead his people out of oppression. And there's this defining moment in the life of Gideon where he demonstrates himself as someone that could be trusted, someone that could be followed by others. And what he does is God tells him to go destroy the altar of your father, which at this point, remember that they've been in oppression for over 7 years, around 7 years. So they worship these pagan gods, and in fact, his father Joash has created an altar in their town that is dedicated to a pagan god. So God says to Gideon, "I want you to go in the town, destroy the altar of your father, and in that same place, create an altar dedicated to me, to the Lord your God, the true God that led your people out of the oppression of Egypt and who is with you right now." And so that's what Gideon does. He goes during the night, he destroys this altar, this pagan altar, and creates an altar to God. And there's so much more to his story, but this is a defining moment where Gideon says, or where God says, you have to, in order for my altar to be recognized and to be created, you first have to destroy this idol that your people have worshipped for many years. And I think about us, man, and like what idols are we worshiping that need to be destroyed? Maybe that idol is your phone, right? Like I know that's one for me, right? I'm on my phone way too much. When I'm at the house, when I should be engaging with my family, sometimes I get trapped with listening to something or just surveying mindless information, right? Or is it your job? Is your idol your hobbies that maybe take away from your relationship with God? What is that idol in your life that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be destroyed so that your worship and your commitment and your heart is connected to God in a very real and powerful way. Love you guys.